suburbs. We took flight. Come on. Born in Bondi, so the skies ignite. From the east, our spirits rise. Red, white, blue, our story told. From nothing we rose, made our claim. Eastern pride, we built our name. Stronger now, we never fall. Rooster spirit standing tall. Yeah, come on, feel that pride. Let's go. Since the start, the legacy lives. Power the heartbeat gives. Red and blue, we walk with pride. Fans by side, can't hide our vibe. Flags up high, crowd in sync. Roosters rule, we never blink. Eastern suburbs. Eastern suburbs. Red, white, and blue, we're flying high. Sydney Roosters reach the sky. Eastern suburbs, Roosters! Get up! Feel that pride! Grand on fire, glory set. Fighting with fire, no regrets. Yeah! Every tackle, every try, hit hard.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Sydney Roosters Diehards. Hainsey here, and we are live for your Wednesday afternoon. A lot to get through today with the NRL draw round 1 being announced and a potential leak in regarding the DCE homecoming. And we've got some breaking news for you guys. Just came through the desk about 5 minutes ago, and we'll discuss that with you guys very, very shortly. So hope you guys enjoy. Thank you for tuning in. Hit that like button, subscribe to the Sydney Roosters Diehards, and give us a follow on the Instagram. Had some great fun filming the first episode of Chook Chat with the Leaguey. That's up now on the YouTube. So hit that link will be in the description if you haven't seen that and you want to click that afterwards. By all means, please do so. And give Leaguey a follow as well, taking time out of his busy day to on Monday to film that with me. It was great fun. Discussed a lot of things in regard to the DCE staff. Basically, the Chook Chat is going to be a weekly episode where have our content creators and Roosters fans who are in the community just sharing their thoughts from the week that was, reacting to all the news from the week that was. So hope you guys enjoy. Hope you guys are liking the content so far. We've had some good fun so far in over a week and a half of the Diehards being launched here on YouTube. So thank you to everyone who has tuned in so far. Let's continuing to grow the channel and get it as good as this fan base is. Right, we were going to start off with the NRL Round 1 draw announcement that came this morning. I think we've all seen it by now, but we'll discuss that very shortly. But we have some breaking news, hot off the press. According to Code Sports regarding Victor Derek Radley. Now, I've got the quote statement here from Buzz Rothfield. Shout out to Buzz. Sydney Roosters have erased the suspension of enforcer Victor Radley, with the club dropping the suspension from 10 games down to 5. It is understood that 3 2025 Ashes series matches will count towards the suspension, as well as the Roosters' first 2 pre-season games in the pre-season challenge next year will count to the 5-game suspension that the Roosters have set a 10-game ban. However, only 5 of them will be served during the regular season, meaning that Victor Radley, instead of returning in round 11, will be returning in round 6. So Victor Radley has been cleared, cut half of his suspension, meaning now that instead of the 10-game ban that he was originally set by the Roosters, it's now down to 5 due to the Ashes. 3 games he would have been picked for, obviously would have been picked for England, obviously with the situation that went on in the back end of this year. And now 2 preseason games will count to the 5-game suspension served by the club, meaning that Victor Radley will now be available for selection for the Sydney Roosters as early as round number 6. So that is some big news, a massive boost towards our lineup in our quest of winning title number 16 at the Sydney Roosters in 2026. I want to hear your guys' thoughts on this, but my thoughts is this is great from the Roosters, and this is great for Victor Radley. Obviously, we don't want to really get into what happened, but he's made a mistake. The club have handed down their suspension, harsh or not, whatever you want to call it. But at the end of the day, this is a club ban, not an NRL ban. So I know rival fans are going to absolutely hate this decision, which, sure, I don't care. I don't care what they're saying right now. But in terms of our club going forward, that this is a massive boost in our 2026 campaign with Victor Radley only suspended for 5 games. Now, he made a mistake. Club dealt how they wanted to deal with it. He hasn't been charged by the police, hasn't done anything legally wrong. This is a club decision, but I'm glad that, Victor is not, a lot of people thought that this decision from the club to suspend him for 10 games was harsh, but it's only down to 5, which is more reasonable. And now that Victor Radley is going to come back earlier, which is going to be a massive boost to our Roosters lineup. So great decision from the club. I know they're going to get a lot of backlash from it, but I'm glad that they've, made a sensible decision here. If it was an NRL ban, he wouldn't have been getting that treatment. Maybe he would have got the Ashes treatment, but he wouldn't have got the preseason, that's for sure. But glad now that Victor has been suspended only for 5 games instead of 10. So that's some great news for the Roosters, a big boost in our lineup that we get Victor Radley 5 weeks earlier than expected. Let me know what you guys' thoughts in the comments, guys. I really want to hear your thoughts because, at the time when the whole situation was going around, a lot of people like, oh, but he's done the wrong things. Does he get sacked? Should he be sacked? Kind of thing. A lot of people like, he's done nothing wrong, all that kind of stuff. But now that I think it's now more reasonable that he's only got a 5-game suspension now instead of, he's still got 10, but only 5 games are going to be served during the regular season, which is some good news for us Roosters fans going into the 2026 season. So great to see that Victor's going to be back earlier than expected. I hope that's still, so I'm going to say the same thing like I said on Monday on the podcast with Leaguey, that even though he is a well-figured, well-liked, well-figured, and really good, talented player in our lineup, it's still not given to him. He's not going to walk straight back into the team in round 6 now. He still has to work hard and earn his way back into the team, which I'm sure Radley will 100 and 200% will do that. He loves his club. He doesn't want to be anywhere else. If he wants to repay back for what's happened, I'm sure he will be in the doors right now at preseason training the house down, getting fit, staying ready for when the moment arrives, come round 6, that once the opportunity arises that he can return available for selection for the Roosters, he'll be there ready to go. I think the good news is, though, it's not an injury, it's a suspension, so he's not going to be injured. He's not coming back from an injury. He's going to be fit, but he's going to be match fit. So I'm sure the Roosters will definitely do anything they can to make sure that happens when that arrives. So, yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments, guys, about this decision. I'm agreeing with this. I love, that the courageous of the Roosters doing it, because I can guarantee you, from what I have seen so far in the comments from everyone that's not a Roosters fan, they are absolutely hating this. G'day to the live chat. Curse YouTube is back. Jason Reader, regular, is here. G'day, Jason. Jaden. We've got a Jaden. What are your thoughts on what will happen with Benai with Reece Rossman coming in? We just put a reel up actually on the Instagram page about it with myself and Leaguey. Discussed it on the potty the other day. It is a tough decision though with Benai 14 or Hugo 14, because and now with Radley coming back earlier, this is going to be really, really interesting how we fit everyone into the team. Look, I said my thing where I think Hugo would be best suited as the 14 because Benai only covers hooker. Hugo can cover 6, can cover 9, and lock as well. So there's 3 positions there. So we can rotate Watto at lock. Someone said Nafahu at lock. Look, it worked, but he's going to be the alpha big dog in the front row, him and Lindsay. I think he needs to own that front row position, and I think that's where he's best suited, in my opinion, him in the front row alongside Lindsay Collins. And then when Radley comes back, maybe an edge, or I'd say an edge back rower. Seawald demoted to the bench kind of thing. Can play middle forward because he played middle for Tonga. So it's going to be interesting how Robbo does the balance right, so I am leaning towards a Hugo 14. It sucks because I'm a big fan of both Benaya and Hugo Savala. So, look, either way, you can't do wrong. But, what's best suited, with an injury goes down, we've got a Hugo covering, would be perfect. Let's see what people are saying about this. Brendan West, what a name. It's best for the fans, like Taylor May's suspension once upon a time. yeah, think of the fans. The Roosters are thinking of the Roosters fans, of course they are. So, I'm just reading all the comments on. It's so funny. They're just absolutely not happy with this. And you know what? Who cares as a Roosters fan? Who cares? Who cares? I don't care what anyone says about it. This is a decision that's going to benefit the club. So be it. Don't give a fuck what anyone else thinks about it. What any other rival fan thinks about it. I'm obviously want to hear the Roosters fans' thoughts on this, but as a Roosters fan, comparing to what everyone else is saying, I couldn't give a crap what other rival fans are saying about it because I know they're going to be blowing up about it because it's the Roosters. But as Roosters fans, I think as a Roosters fan, I'm happy about this whatsoever. Bradley has people saying, oh, but, double standards, all that kind of stuff. But, still, Bradley missed out on an Ashes trip because of this. So that's 3 games punishment. He's going to miss the preseason games, which, that's probably controversial because it's the preseason. But there's 2 Roosters games that he's going to miss. So there's 5. And then 5 NRL games, round 1 to round 5. So there's the 10. So stop your whinging. But, obviously want to keen to hear your Roosters fans' thoughts on this one. Right. So that will develop as the day goes on. We get more information over the next day or 2. I will be the first on here to let you guys know. And okay, let's get into the main reason why you guys have clicked onto the video for today with the NRL round 1 draw. So the round 1 draw obviously was announced this morning. I do apologize that I do work. I had work commitments, so I couldn't just rush home and be on the live stream. And I wish I had the opportunity to do so, but obviously I can't. So we've got the NRL draw up for you guys. I'm sure you guys have seen it, but we'll read it out again and we'll have a bit of a discussion about it. Okay, so obviously the 2 Vegas games had been announced with they were originally announced March 1st with the Bulldogs taking on the Dragons there in Allegiant Stadium with the Knights and the Cowboys following after. I'm sure I think there's a Super League game in there as well. I think between Hull KR and I can't remember who the other team. I think it might have been St. Helens, but they might have been a part of Vegas. No, it was Warrington and Wigan. So, Hull KR and St. Helens in Vegas before Knights Cowboys. Then we turn into Thursday, March 5th, the Thursday night game, first game back in Australia with the Storm taking on the Parramatta Eels and Amy Park. So we all know that Melbourne's going to win that one because Melbourne haven't lost a round 1 game under Craig Bellamy, and it's against Parramatta, respectfully. So, and then going into Friday, 6th of March, 6 p.m. kickoff here in Australia, 5 o'clock in Brisbane, 8 o'clock local time there in New Zealand. The mighty Sydney Roosters will kick off the 2026 campaign with a trip to Auckland's Mount Smart Stadium, Go Media Stadium, for a clash against the New Zealand Warriors. Interesting. It is interesting that we are the first game of the season away from home in New Zealand. I mean, it's not a big issue, but exciting. Always anticipation for round 1, but sure won't be too much of an issue for us as a club. We kicked off the season 2 years ago in Vegas, so we're used to the travel in round 1. So I don't think it'll be too much of an issue. But really looking forward to this. This should be a good clash, and to see the 95 away kit debuting in round 1, which is still yet to be announced. I'm convinced that GTA 6 will be dropped before the Roosters home and away kits for 2026 will be announced. Even though GTA has been delayed 5 times, I still think the Roosters kit will be last out of the 2. I'm just kidding. But then we'll go rest of the fixtures. Broncos, Panthers, Friday, 6th of March at Suncorp. Saturday, 7th of March, double 2 games on the Saturday. Sharks and the Titans at Shark Park. Manly and the Raiders in 4 Points Park. And then Sunday, finishing off between the Dolphins and the Rabbitohs at Suncorp Stadium. The bye with the West Tigers. I know this is the Roosters fan podcast kind of thing, but like, I got to say, the Tigers have been absolutely screwed by the NRL draw to start off with. They get another round 1 bye. Another round 1 bye. They had one 2 years ago. Like, where's the consistency with this draw, giving the Tigers 2 byes to start the year, 2 of the last 3 years? I don't think that's fair at all. Like, I'm sure, like, the NRL, someone's got to have the bye, but like, you got to consider the fact that the Tigers were a team that had the bye in 2024. Like, hello, like, where does that make sense? So, you can see the silver lining. Well, we get 2 points to start the season, but like in a long season like that, having a bye in the first round when you're going to not have another bye for another 10 weeks, and it's going to be, the bye schedule for you guys is going to be out the window. You'd be annoying. And if that was a Roosters fan, if it was us to the Roosters, we would be absolutely ropeable about it. So I do feel how the Tigers feel about it. So tough blow for the Tigers, but the silver lining is that they start the season with 2 competition points, so that's always a blessing in disguise. Right, so there's a little bit of a recap from the NRL draw from round 1. So Origin as well has been announced. With the I'll get the Origin dates up for you guys, but keep an eye out because this also impacts Magic Round, so bear with me. So obviously the men's Origin doesn't, but men's Origin, 27th of May, Game 1 at the Core Stadium. Game 2, 17th of June at the MCG, and then the 8th of July at Suncorp Stadium for the potential for Game 3 in Brisbane. So that also means that so we'll have the week before will be the NRL Origin affected buys for those 3 weeks. So keep an eye on that when the draw comes out. But then we turn attention to the women's State of Origin draw with Game 1 in Newcastle, 30th of April. Game 2 is on the 14th of May at Suncorp Stadium, with Game 3 at Seabus Super Stadium on the 28th of May. So the 14th of May is the one to look out for because that is the weekend of Magic Round. It's not been locked in, and that will be confirmed tomorrow, but I have a really, really good feeling, I reckon about 95% confirmed, that will be the Magic Round weekend, as they usually do on Magic Round weekend. They start off with the last couple of years now, the last 2 years, where they started with the NRL, the Women's Origin on the Thursday night before the Magic Round kicking off the day after, from Friday to Sunday. So get that. If you guys are traveling up there for Magic Round, I really be considering looking at hotel accommodation in that tonight because it hasn't been officially announced yet. So 15th to the 17th of May is Magic Round. That is my hot tip. Not obviously could change. They might just pull my finger on this, but if I'm going off recent seasons, the day after the Women's Origin at Suncorp is the start of Magic Round from the Friday to the Sunday, and that will be the dates 15th to 17th of May this year. So get them in early if you can before it probably gets announced tomorrow, which we will be on here tomorrow, same time, discussing the Magic Round draw, and then in the lead up to the NRL draw, which will most likely be on Friday, and we will be on an early time around about the 3-4 o'clock mark on Friday after my work commitments to discuss the Roosters draw for 2026. But let me know your comments on the start of the season, guys. Not too far away, about 120 days away from the start of the season. It flies around quick, doesn't it? But yeah, we're really looking forward to the trip in New Zealand. Like I said last night, I was there for New Zealand this year, and it was one of my favorite away trips. It was such a cool vibe. The Warriors fans are such cool people. They were loving and supporting, even though we are, rival teams. They embraced me and showed the support for me while I was over there, welcomed me. I hope I had a safe trip back to Australia, kind of thing. They really looked after me, which was really, really good, awesome to see. So thank you to the Warriors fans. But really looking forward to going back there next year sometime in round 1. Okay. I officially got some offers from the NRL with some reps now. That's awesome, man. Ranch rounds on my bucket list, says Jason. Teddy is out for 8 rounds next year because of the knee surgery. It's not 8 weeks. He's out 8 weeks now, kind of thing, because of he had some stem cell surgery on his knee, but it's not 8 weeks next year. It's 8 weeks from his surgery, which happened last week or something. So nothing to worry about from the Roosters' point of view with James Tedesco. It's just that, like Spencer did, it's basically just a, injury, like a season, end of season surgery kind of thing. And that's what Teddy would have done. He'd be okay. I don't believe that, unfortunately. All right, let's just see what people are saying about the Roosters draw in round 1. What a way to kick off the season, says Patrick. How good. Easy dub. I don't think about that. Always a tough game to start the season. Let's go. Hopefully next year's draw isn't as shite as 2025. Hold my breath on that one. Don't worry, lads. I live in New Zealand. I'll stop DCE at border control. That comment wins today. Everyone's just asking about the jersey. That's so sick. But like I love New Zealand. I don't think it's a big issue. My big concern though is that if true, and we'll find out Friday, that if the Roosters Sharks clash in Perth as was leaked by Dave Riccio for the Saturday 11th of April, I believe. So it's meaning that the Roosters are going to travel to both Brisbane, to both Perth, so New Zealand and Perth in the space of a month. From round 1 to round 5, 5 weeks probably. Month, 5 weeks, we're going to be traveling to New Zealand, then 4 weeks later traveling to Perth. Which, isn't too much of a big deal, but, considering long fatigue season, long seasons, fatigue and travel times like that can play a role. So I'm not going to read too much into it, but it could be something on the back of your mind at the start of the season. Hopefully we get a bye earlier on because we probably might need one, considering the fact that we're traveling to both New Zealand and Perth in the space of 5 weeks. So let me know your thoughts on that one in the comments down below. Okay, so this is the spicy part that we really wanted to talk about today. Before, now this is involving. So I've got the screenshot here. Like, do I? Yes, I do. Yes. So we know also with the draw coming out on Friday, we also know another fixture. Round 4 has been leaked by the Manly City. Not the full round. Manly have leaked their round 4 clash, their fixture in round 4, on their Instagram story today. Round 4, 26th of March 26, which is a Thursday night, Manly will host the Sydney Roosters. Now, obviously, there's going to be a big draw card because it's going to be the fact that it's going to be DCE's return to Brookvale Oval in a Roosters jersey. So a lot of draw card attention from both media, Manly, and Roosters fans straight away. But very interesting to know that Manly decided 2 days out from the NRL draw being officially announced that Manly decided to leak the round 4 fixture against the Roosters. It's surprising. Obviously, NRL clubs this week or today, NRL clubs today would have, I stuffed up there. Sorry, let me rephrase. So obviously, all the NRL clubs today would have, after the NRL announced the round 1 draw, they would have put up their individual posts with the game. So obviously, what the Roosters did, they announced the fact that we're playing the Warriors in New Zealand. Same thing for the Warriors and all other clubs. But Manly on their Instagram put up their round 1 fixture. They didn't do it on they didn't do it on the post. They put it on the Instagram story. Round 1 against Canberra, the 7th of the 3rd, blah, blah, blah. But then round 4 versus the Roosters, 26th of March, 26 on a Thursday night. Wow. Like, I'm just more surprised at the fact that they leaked it themselves. Like, surely that's not allowed. Like, I don't think it's a big issue, considering the fact that in 2 days' time that we're going to have the draw officially announced from round 1 to 27. So we're going to eventually find out. But have Manly accidentally done this, or have they intentionally done that to hype up this game even more? Now, for me, I would have loved to seen it drop out on Friday. Only considering the fact that regardless, there's going to be a lot of media attention, going to be a lot of hype, a lot of anticipation about this clash. And I'm sure Manly fans, I'm just speaking for Manly fans, but I can guarantee you that they're going to absolutely be doing this. As soon as the draw comes out officially on Friday, they would have gone straight to find when are Manly playing the Roosters. That would have been the first fixture that they wanted to see, is when are they playing the Roosters. It's like with us when we play South, or what rounds do we play South? It's the exact same thing. So the fact that Manly have done this 2 days, have jumped the gun 2 days early, is a bit surprising. Is it, knowing that it's going to be a sellout kind of thing, say, hey, secure your tickets now before it sells out immediately kind of thing? Or is it, to buy a 2-game membership to say, hey, this is the first 2 home games of the season. Opening round against Canberra, the most anticipated clash of our season is against the Roosters. Let's put that in there as well. So is it a bit of a marketing stunt for Manly as well? A bit surprising because we haven't seen any other club do it. It's just Manly who've done it. So I was a bit surprised how they leaked that themselves. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on that one as well. That's very, very interesting. So is it a marketing strategy for Manly, or is it just a bit of an accidental post when they didn't mean to do that until Friday? So I think it might have been a marketing thing, because I don't think they'd be that stupid to accidentally post that. They generally had intention of doing that. So at least we know that we're playing Manly in round 4, Brookie Oval, and Thursday night is going to be a bit of a bummer, because obviously it's a Thursday night at Brookvale Oval, so it's not as easy to get to. But I think that's a win for the Roosters, in my total opinion. I think I want to hear it, I don't think we've got any Manly fans in here, but I would like to think, what would be more intimidating? What's more intimidating at Brookvale Oval, on a Sunday afternoon when it's packed, or Thursday night when it's packed? I'd probably lean towards a Sunday afternoon packed at Brookie Oval. Now, I've been to Brookie Oval now 3 times. 2 night games, 1 day game. The 2 night games was against Manly, Brookie 2022. We did win that game. Obviously, it was during the Pride debacle. We don't need to get into that. But we did win that game. It was a night game on Thursday night. And then this year was a Saturday night in the wet, but it was still a night game. The Roosters were still able to win. But then, so the last 4 games at Brookie Oval, the last 5 games at Brookie Oval, we've won 3. Manly have won 2. 3 of them were night games. The 2 Manly games that they won were the Sunday 4 o'clock time slot at Brookie Oval. So you probably think, obviously, the Manly have no intent, obviously have no ties to the draw whatsoever. They obviously get the pick, nominate 3 home games a season. Obviously, I think 3 or 5. They get to nominate 5 teams who they want to have at home. Obviously, Roosters would have been the first one picked. Same with us, South, same thing. But yeah, very, very interesting that they did. The NRL missed an opportunity having it at 4 Points Park on a Sunday afternoon. I'm sure. I know Channel 9 broadcasters get, a televised game of this free to air, but Sunday afternoon would have been the perfect time slot, in my opinion. But I want to hear your guys' thoughts on this one as well. I love the Manly Chooks game. It's a good rivalry too. Like, obviously, it's not going to reach the heights of Roosters South, but Manly and East have been a big rival since the 70s. And this is just another chapter to it. So it's going to be a lot of spice and a lot of hatred into this game. Don't you worry. So it's going to be a very, very most anticipated clash of the season for Manly when they play the Roosters, when DCE goes up against his former side. So when obviously that gets officially confirmed it is confirmed because Manly, the official account of the Manly Seagulls, posted it themselves. But yeah, there we go. But obviously we'll find out more come for the rest of the week. Is it coming out this Friday? Well, going off the timeline that the NRL draw usually do, what we spoke about yesterday. So obviously round 1 was confirmed today. Magic round will be tomorrow, and then Friday will be the full draw. So I'm guessing that's the timeline they're doing. So we'll have to wait and see. But I'm 99.9% sure that's the way they're going to do it. I think the Roosters will be more determined next year. I think so too. I think we win the comp next year. I'm confident in saying that. But obviously very interesting about how we go with all DCE stuff kind of thing. Big year ahead for him. I feel he want to repay the club, and the fans, says Lummy. Yeah, 100%. A win for Rads is a win for all. Yeah, Rads. Oh, we definitely have the players to do it. But yeah, I'm just getting the Fox Sport article up here. Like, I'm actually still surprised that Manly were the ones that posted. Apparently it's rivalry round in round 4. There we go. Rivalry round. Well, where's Roosters South then, you idiots? I can only imagine that round 3 is going to be Roosters South at Allianz, and then round 27 at the Core, because a Core Stadium is unavailable due to the Asian Cup, Women's Asian Cup. So makes sense. Roosters South and Allianz, and then round 27 over the Core as a South home game. So I think that would be locked in. I don't know about round 2, obviously. I know round 5 against the Sharks in Perth. Round 8 is Anzac Day against the Dragons at Allianz on the Saturday. And I think I'll let you guys know what round Magic Round is before we head off, because I've already covered what I needed to say already. We're on for half an hour. So, okay, so round 1, 2. Okay, so round 8 is Anzac Day, 9, 10, 11. Magic Round is round 11, 15th to 17th. There you go, guys. There's the hot gossip. I think, and then the week after is I think week after is like the start of the Origin period. So, anyway, all right, I'm gonna get out of here, guys. Quick and short today, 31 minutes. We got through the NRL draw release and the round 4 leaked, but we also had an edition of the breaking news around Victor Derek Radley. That will just recap if you guys have just joined us. Victor Radley has been suspension has been reduced from 10 weeks to 5 weeks, with 3 games being included from the Ashes, and then the 2 games that will continue that with during the preseason challenge will add to his 5, plus the 5 that he would then need to serve, meaning that he'll be back in round 6, 5 weeks earlier than the round 11 then as anticipated. Right, and then obviously the NRL draw, Roosters will be taking on the Warriors in New Zealand in round 1 on the Friday. In round 1, round 4 has been leaked by the Manly Seagulls themselves. We'll be taking on the Manly Seagulls away from home at Brookvale Oval on the Thursday night there in round 4. Anzac Day has locked in for round 8 on the Saturday, 25th of April against the Dragons. Dragons home game this year. And then round 5 also in Perth when the Sharks host us in Perth as a doubleheader with the Rabbitohs and the Raiders. And round 11 is going to be Magic Round from the dates Friday the 15th to the 17th, with Thursday the 14th of May is the second Women's State of Origin between, obviously, the Women's Origin there at Suncorp Stadium. Usually that is always played the night before Magic Round. So that's something to keep an eye out as the draw gets closer to being full, with Magic Round expected to be tomorrow, and we'll be on here tomorrow same time to discuss that with you guys further, and the same thing on Friday. I'm going to get out of here, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button, subscribe, and give us a follow on the Sydney Roosters Diehards for your latest up-to-date news and opinions. And as well, that link in the bio, in the description, if you want to check out the latest episode of the Chook Chat with myself and the Leaguey, where we could discover all the biggest things in the week that was around the Sydney Roosters. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. We'll see you guys in the next one. Until then, it's goodbye for now. Have a good day, and up the Chooks. Ow, 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 ow.